My video for November the 14th, 2017 is entitled Magic, Illusions, Experience, Reality. Last Thursday, I went to my magician friend Steve Hart's coffee talk that he hosts every week at a Palm Bay restaurant. A friend I hadn't seen in a long time showed up for only her second visit and immediately told me she knew I would be there, even though I didn't know until that morning when I decided to go again after some weeks of not attending the discussion group. We talked a lot that day about experience and reality. Steve even sent me a video afterwards to demonstrate how our eyes and minds can create experience that isn't actually real, only illusion. Many have pointed out the Mandela Effect, which is about false memories. While interesting to ponder for a time, these things always leave me with the troubling question: what is real? Some tell us that nothing is as it appears, that we live in a world of delusion. Who is responsible for this perception deception that David Icke has written about? How does it make you feel when considering the idea that we may have been deceived all our lives? As I've mentioned in previous videos, I had a program on WTTC radio in Towanda, Pennsylvania for a good while called Be Not Deceived, in which I talked about the religious deceptions. But my friend Steve, and he and I have been friends for a long time, often have these philosophical questions about reality. And of course, as I said in the blurb, he is a magician. And he did send me the video of a man, and I think I mentioned this, well, I've mentioned it in conversation with people over since I watched the video. So I don't know if I mentioned it when I was talking to Aristo or possibly one of the other videos that I did shortly thereafter. But in any case, I don't think I've made this topic of discussion. A man sat people down, several people, men and women, at a table, and one of their arms, their left arm, they put a petition up, and they would drape a cloak or something over their shoulders, and their left arm would be behind the wall, and they put another arm, a fake arm, underneath the drapery that's draped over them, so that it looks like they've got their two hands on the table right in front of them. That's the appearance. And they would hit the fake hand with a hammer or put needles in it. Now, there were various people, and I don't know if they showed the ones that it didn't work, but all the ones that they did show in the video, the people reacted either with some element of having felt pain by having their fake hand hit, which of course has no feeling in it. It's not even physically connected to the body, except laying on the table next, as if it's the real hand. It's the perception of reality that we respond to. And so this has been going on and on and on in my mind. And of course, it's not the first time in my life that I've pondered this type of thing. What is real? And as I mentioned, I've watched a lot of David Icke videos in which he talks about the perception deception. And I've had many friends, my friend Glenn Welch from Vermont being one of them, that has continuously pointed out the Mandela Effect, that, you know, there were more people in the car when Kennedy was killed than what actually were there, because we have the perception that there were two additional people in the car besides the driver and the person next to the driver, and then Kennedy and his wife in the back seat. Lots of things are perplexing to me, and I'm sure to many others, about what this life or this world is about. Yes, I'm convinced that there's a lot of things that we don't know. I'm convinced that there's a lot of what we are told that is simply not true. It's fabricated. Some say we never left Earth's atmosphere. We can't go to Mars or the moon or any place like that. We can't do that because we are entrapped on this place. So all of the videos of moon landings and stuff like that are fake. Now, there's all sorts of ideas out there, all sorts of people that claim to know. And I have listened to videos and mostly listened, even if it's something that you should watch. I have a tendency when I do that to go back and sit in a chair that's not right at the computer and listen, sometimes even going into my bedroom and laying on the bed and listening, because I try to limit my time, as I've said before, on the computer. So anyway, we are bombarded with all of these ideas. And sometimes I can listen to two that are very, very different, and yet they both seem real. Now, last night, I was in the follow-up meeting to the 10-hour seminar that I mentioned in a previous video, the Bruno Groening Circle of Friends. And we had a meditation toward the end of the meeting. And we were asked to share what we experienced. And one of the things that came to me in this meditation was I felt pain in my back. And it was very, very strange, right in the center, maybe a little bit to the left side of my backbone, but a sharp pain. And it lingered there for several minutes. In fact, was still there when I mentioned it. And my friend that was sitting behind me, I put a knife in your back and was twisting it. And he was being, I believe, sarcastic, because he's one of the people that say you don't talk about anything negative. If you talk about negative, you create the negative. You only talk about positive, but that makes us judges of what's negative and what's positive. And sometimes, as I see it, what we judge as negative is actually a positive thing, but it's painful for us in our actual experience. And so that the question keeps coming back to me. What is our reality? Is our reality loving? Is God loving? Or is God some magician tricking all of us and deceiving us with things that keep us coming back on a vicious recycling called reincarnation, where we keep coming back and again and again and again to feed demons that live off of negative energy. That's why they create wars. That's why the whole slavery system of the monetary system has been put in place to keep us disempowered and enslaved to a mindset that we're never allowed to become fulfilled. And we even, if reincarnation was true, we come back again and again and again and just repeat the same ignorant performance that we've done a long time. I don't want to be on that wheel anymore, folks. I don't know about you. I can't speak for others. But if that's the reality, I don't want to be part of that game anymore. It does not resonate with me at all. And I don't want that reality, that experience. I don't want to keep going on. I want to see a world where we love each other and actually can create a paradise on earth, not a hell on earth. That's my vision. Until I don't have any breath anymore or any mind, it'll continue to be my vision. Anyway, thank you for listening, and namaste.